Welcome everybody to call 203. It's going really well, and it didn't seem all that long ago we were celebrating number 100, then 150, and now over the 200. So the call is going great, and there's a lot of people that have been here for a long time, and thank you for that. Now, what I'd like to do today, ladies and gentlemen, our topic is describe your typical day in building your business. But before we get started on that, what I'd like to do is have each of the people that are here share a little bit about themselves and make sure you put your contact information in the chat. Now, as Peter said, don't put in a long drawn out deal of what you do. People will get that from when they watch the video. Just put in your contact information, because I guess for YouTube, it's getting shorter what you could put in. So without further ado, I'd like to get us started. We'll start with Daniel and then go to Annika. Daniel, tell us a little bit about what you do and all that good stuff.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Daniel Kobryner, and I help small business entrepreneurs and professionals who feel a little stuck in different areas of their lives, who feel lost, who don't have a real sense of direction. I help them to find back clarity, purpose, confidence, and really to take their power back so that they can live the most fulfilled and meaningful life they can and become unstoppable. So what it means is really, I've got a passion, for helping people and for helping people bringing the best out of themselves. And it's why I'm doing as well on top of life coaching, I'm doing as well international motivational speaking. Thank you very much.
And where are you located, Daniel?
Oh, yes. I'm located in London. And yes.
That, for all of you watching that aren't in Canada, that's the London with the big clock and the big bridge.
Yeah, well, absolutely. It's London, UK.
For the
yes,
London in Canada,
you're right.
We don't have the big clock or the big bridge.
No.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you very
Annika?
much.
We have London Bridge. They brought it out here years ago. We have a London Bridge.
Really?
Oh, in Havasu, Lake Havasu, yeah. They bought the bridge brick by brick. They brought it over and rebuilt it. I guess it was collapsing over there. I don't know. It's been quite a long time ago.
It's an amazing story, but yeah, that's absolutely true, Pat. I don't know what the motivation was of the person who bought it, but it's a hell of a thing to actually move a bridge from one country to another, dismantle it brick by brick, and reassemble it then somewhere else.
Well, he was a rich developer that was building a big place out by Lake Havasu out there, Colorado River. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt that, John.
No problem. Annika?
Okay. Hi, I am Dr. Annika Sorensen. I live in Sweden, in Lund, in the south of Sweden. I am, my profession originally is a family practitioner doctor, and I've been working as that all my life. And for the last 15, 17 years, I've also been an entrepreneur, helping business leaders with stress management to find a more peaceful way of doing their business and help them to increase the revenue, because if they are too stressed out, that's going to hurt from the stress, and also help their groups. Speaking, mentoring, workshops. I think that's it.
Excellent. Thank you. Pat, followed by Alan.
Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Dreyer from Phoenix, Arizona in the United States. And very simply, I just show people how to make money. Or as Brian says, money. I've always marketed network marketing as a business opportunity, just showing people how to build a business as a consumer versus selling products. Well, now I have a product that's changing You're gonna have to excuse me. I've got some kind of crud I need to go to the doctor for here. Wonderful timing. But we have a product now that's changing my views on marketing, at least for now. This is big. It's growing all over the world, especially over in Europe and some of our poorest countries. Now, we have so many people getting great results. So I figure if they can do it, anyone can. So that's why I'm marketing the product instead. And it's a product where you don't have to be an expert and you don't have to have a big old bankroll to get started in this trading marketplace. By adding a simple tap to trade option on your phone or a laptop, we actually enable the newest beginners to leverage other people's trades with other people's money. So if you want to learn more about this, just connect with me. My details are in the messages, or you can go to patdryer.com. Thank you, John.
Thanks, Pat. Alan?
Hi, John. Hi, everybody. I'm Alan Edwards. I'm based in Hampshire in the UK, and our business solves property problems for owners. So, for example, if there are empty offices near you, you've probably got lots of them that are no longer used or they're underused, then we can transform these to good quality residential homes. We can take any sort of commercial building and turn that into residential homes again. So this could be a hotel that's struggling, or it could be even a workshop. We can do magical things with workshops, turning them into homes. So any sort of property problem that you have, we can solve it, and we transform the value of property. So we transform it from low value commercial to high value residential, and we also provide homes for people for the long term. It's a great thing that we do. We just need to do more of it in order to solve a massive housing crisis in the UK. Thank you, John.
You're welcome, Alan. I don't think you're going to run out of people to rent to or what have you in any short amount of time.
Absolutely right. It's a critical situation here, and if we could only convert all the potential buildings, overcome the obstacles that people try to put in the way, then it would all be win-win all round. But we've got to work through those issues.
The challenges of life.
Yes.
Yvonne, then followed by Vangelis.
Hello, everyone. I am Yvonne A. Jones. I'm currently in Florida. I live between Jamaica, the island of Jamaica, and Florida, South Florida. I work with small business owners, professionals, and entrepreneurs to help them grow their income and their impact by building authentic connections and trust-based relationships. I do this through my Connect framework. That's about it for me. I'm very grateful to be back this morning. Thank you for all the messages that were sent to me, private messages, and the love that I received. Thank you very much. And again, I'm glad to be here this morning. I won't say very much because as you can hear, my breathing isn't right, but I'm glad to be here and see each and every one of you.
It's great to have you back, Yvonne. And, finish getting better quick.
I'm trying.
Vangelis?
Hello, everyone. I'm Vangelis, and I'm currently here in Costa Rica. I work with executives, people who are very successful, and I do a lot of similar things where I help people with enjoying their life. But the thing that's different with me is a lot of executives, they don't really call out for help. That's number one. Number two, I've noticed that a lot of them want to work with somebody who has been in their shoes. They want someone who's owned multiple companies, who has lived in million-dollar homes, because they want someone who really has a good idea of their life. How it can be so sad and so lonely when you got all this beautiful success and people are telling you, I wish I had your life. And you're thinking inside, I don't even know if I want mine. And so I do very similar things with mindset, but again, it's for those people that want someone that has been in their chair, has been in their shoes, has experienced the emptiness that they feel and knows what that life is like. So that's what I do.
Excellent. Thank you, Vangelis. Mary, followed by Altaf.
Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
You too, huh?
I am just getting my voice back. My kids gave me whooping cough.
Oh, great.
It's a huge outbreak out here in Minnesota. So imagine a world where neurodiversity and trauma are not treated like limitations, but like superpowers. Where a future isn't defined by your label, but what you can do to succeed. That's what I do. I help you understand neurodiversity, autism, ADHD, help you overcome those issues. And I help you break everything down so that you can overcome them and understand it's only a label, it doesn't define you. This spring, we're launching a TV station. Hopefully, my voice comes back by then. On Roku, Amazon, and on Fire to help show different things of neurodiversity, especially in this day and age where everything's a conspiracy theory. We're going to be breaking down fact from fiction and understanding all the different things, and there's no such thing as a quick cure.
Thanks, Mary. Take it easy on your voice and appreciate your input. Altaf.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you, John. I'm Altaf, IT professional. I stay in Bombay, India. I had decades of experience in IT, and I started my business to provide software development for mobile as well as web apps. And I help entrepreneurs to find the exact solution for their problems, solving their problems, saving their cost, and helping them to grow their business. So this is all about.
Thanks, Altaf. Bill.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Bill Pickard. I basically help coaches and solopreneurs learn how to use Facebook effectively, how to attract, engage, and then monetize their audience so that they actually start making profits. The biggest problem.
What the hell are they?
What are profits? Well, that's what you learn when you come join my group, and that's what we work on. That's the end goal, and by utilizing all the other steps, it's just a pathway. It's a three-part ecosystem that I created that actually helps people grow their following and make money.
Thanks, Bill. Glenda, you got the floor.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm sorry I'm late, and I'm here in Toronto, Canada, to enjoy this time with very special friends out there. I am a life reinvention coach, and as an entrepreneur, I also invest in real estate. But there's too many times through our lives we lose our power, and we forget who we are because we allow other people to break us down. But I'm here to tell you that your biggest breakdowns could actually be the best time of your breakthroughs. And it's time that even in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you can create the woman that you were meant to be, the person that you were meant to inspire. And it's time that you take back that power. And if you don't know how, I can show you how through my 3-step methodology of reinvent, to repeat yourself through your losses, but build those as your strengths and come through to reinvent yourself as the person you're meant to be. Thank you so very much.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
So that stops it in the 60s. If you're 70 or over it, you can't do that anymore?
You could always do that. You know what? There's more people that are rebuilding themselves 60 plus. It's really a beautiful thing seeing people that, creating who they are meant to be, because sometimes life just doesn't happen the way you sort of think it does. But here I'm to tell you that you can do it no matter what your age.
Thanks, Linda. I was just being a smart ass there, but I appreciate it.
I
And
love it. It's okay.
He's good at it.
I've had a little practice. Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name's John D. Allen Small Business Coaching. I'm located here in beautiful Northern Ontario, Canada, where it's only a -26 this morning. So it's a beautiful day. It's nice and sunny, lots of snow. So welcome to everybody. What I do is I help small business owners, financial planners, insurance agents, people that network online and offline to attract their ideal prospects. I have a proven system that can show them how they can book 10, 15, 20 quality calls on their calendar a week. And from that, they can sign up 3, 5, 7 plus more of their ideal clients. I do this by a very simple system called fall in love with your prospect's problem, not your solution or program. Because let's be honest, they don't really give a damn about our solution or program. What their key issue is, and you solve my problem. You do that by listening, by being present with the person. You're not trying to lead them down the garden path towards the big sale. What you want to do is be fully attentive to them to find out if they have a problem. And if they do have a problem, can you help solve it? And then the next most important part is, do they want to solve it? Because if they don't want to solve it, you can talk till the cows come home and it isn't really going to matter. So the whole concept is be present with the person, find out what their problem is, and decide if you could solve it, and then go from there. Now, before we get into our topic today, again, which is describe your typical day in building your business, there's a few apologies from a lot of people that are normally here. Mr. Brian K. McNeil, our sales confidence coach, he's not available today. We got Mark Inkster. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning, New Zealand time, so I don't blame him for sleeping. There's a lot of other great people that are normally here. So just to pass on their apologies. And with that, let's open the topic up today, and whoever puts up their hand can go first. Alan, you started the show off.
Thank you, John. Yeah, it's quite an interesting one, hearing you talk about identifying problems relating to your customer, getting them to understand whether they have a problem, and then communicating with them that you can help them to solve their problem. And what I do is I do a lot of explaining to people that I can help to solve their problem. That's if I identify that they've got a problem and I think I can help. But then it comes on to the other aspect of what you regularly remind us of, which is the need to build trust with that person and build a relationship, which is key to what Yvonne tells us about as well. So these are all things that go into building a relationship, which then leads to solving a problem and thereby adding value to somebody's life or their experience, whatever. So I do a lot of explaining to people how I can help them, and I try to build trust. I have explained on this call before about the particular seller on the property in Bath in Somerset, where I built a relationship over 2.5 years, and we're now going through with this transaction. The other day she was just threatening to withdraw again. She got a little bit stressed. I reassured her everything's fine. We're going through. We're going to complete the transaction. this will solve her problem, and it will also then create other sort of assets which other people can use. So it solves problems for other people as well, shortage of housing. And I've just received an email today from somebody who I met many years ago when I was actually working in corporate life. I was working for Arup, one of the top engineers in the world. And I met this guy, Andrew. He was actually not related, but he was sort of involved with my son-in-law's family. And as a result of that connection, he's now made me aware of a property that he has in Cambridgeshire, which he has a problem with. So at the moment, he houses a number of workers there. And he now doesn't live in the UK, he lives in Cyprus. So if I can build the trust with him, and the fact that he's mentioned he's got this property indicates there must be a certain level of trust, I can help him solve his problem. Clearly, if he's housing 200 people in this little farm that he's got in Cambridgeshire, those 200 people are going to need to be housed somewhere else. So there's a need there. And then he wants to develop the property and get money out of it. So we can help him to do that by step by step approaching a problem. But it all starts with building a trusting relationship so that you can start to talk, because some of these problems aren't easy to solve. So that's my 5 pence. Cheers.
Thanks, Alan. And again, building trust is the key factor. We live in a very untrusting world. And if you come across sounding like everybody else and their dog, you get lumped into one big box. And people don't say, well, you're the same as everybody else. So, good deal. Thanks, Alan. Mary?
One of the big ways that I solve problems is I tell my story, because I live in the world of neurodiversity and trauma, but I also sit and spend a lot of time listening to what their issues are. And I give, so many coaches, so many professionals, when you're in networking groups, they're never specific about what they do. You end up a lot of times more confused of what they do or how they do it than you were when you started and walked in the room with them. And so I'm very specific on different techniques that I use to help them and give them a general game plan of how I can help them so they understand that I'm not just blowing smoke. Because so many claim professionals out there just blow smoke.
So true. So basically, would you say part of your typical day is explaining to people or letting them know how you're different and how you can help and solve their problems?
It's 90% of my day, especially with the fact that I have the credentials along with the experience. So I emphasize that all my credentials are all certified. They're all internationally welcome, so I can work anywhere, because a lot of credentials in the US are not accepted overseas because we're not as regimented as they are over in like Australia, for instance. So it helps a big part for people understanding that I know what I'm talking about because I am trained other places, not just here.
So would you say you have your PhD from the U of HK, the University of Hard Knocks, or life?
I do, among other areas.
Excellent. Thanks, Mary. Yvonne?
Okay, so I would not say I have a typical day. If I had to get down to it, I could describe it, I guess. But I try to, let's face it, I've been doing this. I've owned my online business since 2008. So over the years, I've learned to be flexible. I've tried setting specific schedules, but they don't necessarily work for me. There are a couple of things that I make sure that I do every day. And number one thing for me is writing. I write a lot. I write for myself because I submit articles on Medium. I'm a columnist for BizCatalyst 360. and a featured contributor. I have my LinkedIn account that I write for, and my blogs. I have two blogs, and I'm a ghostwriter as well. So writing is a huge part of what I do. I say a big try, for at least 2 mornings per week when I'm at home, to start my day at about 5:30 so I can do so about 2 hours of writing. That helps me tremendously. Sometimes I just I just manage to do some drafts, and then I go back later on or at a different time and edit them. The other thing that's important is what I talk about, building relationships. So I've structured my day so that during the course of a day, I try to connect with 3 people, not with the intent to sell. The intention is to build, excuse me, build relationships. So it might be a peer, a colleague, whatever it is, but just reach out to 3 people. And sometimes it's just, hey, we haven't spoken in a while. We haven't connected in a while. How are things going with you? And it's just keeping those lines of communication open. And I work with clients as well. That I'm trying to streamline, so I only do that 2 days a week rather than be scattered all over the place. And for membership that I'm putting together, it's a hybrid mentoring membership. That's taking me some time, so I'm working on putting the pieces together because I no longer do one-on-one coaching. I don't have the energy for it anymore, but I love group coaching and I love the community aspect. So those are the things as far as my business is concerned that I kind of focus on. I'm sure I'm leaving out something, but you get the idea. Thank you.
Now, for those of you that haven't experienced any of Yvonne's posts and everything she puts up, she is an incredible writer and she puts out a lot of really great material. So it goes on to the internet. I strongly recommend you get on her list and follow her because you get a lot of really good stuff. Thanks, Yvonne.
Thank you, John.
Daniel?
I'm sorry, John. That was it, a part of the writing to my list every day, every 2 days. That's very important because it's communication. Thank you for mentioning that.
You do a great job, Yvonne.
Right. So thank you, John. So for me, I mean, obviously, I became a life coach not long ago. I used to be, I was in sales and management for like over 35 years, developing markets in different countries, running companies. And I realized that I had this passion really for helping people getting the best out of themselves. So I really decided to shift my career and concentrate on that for the rest of my career. So in terms of my typical days, I'm reaching out to people. And I think, as Yvonne was saying before, everything it's about having conversations. It's about listening to people. It's about trying to really, it's not with an intention to sell, but generally understanding how can we help. This is the first, how can I help, And again, it's not about me. It's really about what the client wants. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. And I'm just very open with that. The idea is always to be really very authentic, being ourselves, and just, so that people understand that we have a genuine wish, to help them. So this is one area. Another area is because I'm passionate about what I'm doing, I like to speak as well on stages. So I'm connecting with people where I can speak. And again, it's never about myself. It's really about passing on a message, just giving people the notion that in life, you can change at every moment of your life. There's never too late. The past is the past, but today, the action we take today, this is what's going to determine the future. And one important point I would like to mention is that, because the question was, what do we do as well in our, business day? I take time to look after myself because, for instance, I've got routines in the morning. I think everyone were mentioning it, it could be a bit of meditating. I like walking as well. I like taking a little time to learn new things as well. Even eating, having healthy food, looking after really my body, and as well, let's say, growing spiritually, learning from others, being in groups, interconnecting, like what we would do here. Because the more we have like a holistic approach about life, and Dr. Annika will know because we had not long ago with another group, we had a little conference about that. The more we look at ourselves and the better shape we are in, this is what we are going to reflect on the others. So it's really part of the life, living in the present moment, being very grateful for what we have, and practicing gratitude and kindness. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. The biggest thing there that takeaway I just got from you was, be authentic, be your real self. Look to see if you can solve their problem. Doesn't mean you can, but look to see if you can solve their problem. And then if you can, go from there. But be honest with the person and really be listening to them. Listen to what they have to say, not thinking about what you're going to say next. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, John.
Vangelis, followed by Bill.
The biggest thing that I do is to build a relationship with myself. And the reason that is so sometimes challenging, when I was working with companies at IBM and Cisco and all that, they would always say, when you're working with a customer, just ask them what are their pain points. And I started realizing that most people don't even know their pain points. They don't even know their own business. They don't know their own network. And just like me, I didn't know me. I had created so many false identities to survive and function in society. I was nurturing those false identities. I was defending them. I was building them. I didn't even know it because I didn't know me. I was living the me that people expected me to live. So now that I am just learning how to find me more, it helps me when I speak with other people to make connections with them. Who am I connecting with? Because I know now what it's like to connect with not yourself. And that I was 50 until I figured out I wasn't living me. So, because it depends on what kind of life you had growing up. So that is what I do a lot, is just learn more about me. And how I do that is I ground myself. I do a lot of energy work, and I wait until I'm inspired for things now. I had no time for me. For 25 years, I worked every week in a different city, different country, hotel to hotel. That was my home. And I had zero time for me, zero. Now I spend all my time with me, all of it. I eat when I'm hungry, I sleep when I'm tired, and I work when I'm inspired. That did not even seem possible or even believable 15 years ago. So that's what I do now. And that has helped me with relationships with others, because now I know what they say because I know what I said when I was doing great. Yeah, I'm doing great. And I can see right through it because I can see the masks that I wore. So when you've been through those things, you can identify them much easier. So life is a journey. There is no destination. So every day I'm doing like Michelangelo. I'm just chipping away everything that's not me. Thanks.
Thanks, Vangelis. You said something really important there, that learn to find yourself. We all live with a bunch of different masks, as you say. We're all trying to be the person that somebody else wants us to be, or we think we should be. So, congrats to you for finding that person. There's a lot of people out there that'll never find that person. They'll always try to be somebody else or something to try and impress people. So kudos to you, my friend. Bill, how about you?
Okay. My day, basically, there's two parts of my day. I look at it as I have part of the day that I work on my business, and the other part of the day I work in my business. And I think it's a big mistake. So many people spend so much time working on their business that they're not doing anything that actually helps their business grow. And they're just in the, working in the trenches and everything else, and forget about what their ultimate goal is with their business. So I start out my day basically. I start out with good old Facebook maintenance. That's the first thing I do. I'm working on my business, and I just take and make sure everything's running right. My posts are active. See who's wants to friend me or whatever the case may be. Go through my chats and see if anybody's reaching out to me. All that type of stuff, And then I reach out to about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. Then I reach out to my VAs and I talk to my VAs. I have a couple that do booking, and then I have a couple that work on my projects. So, touch bases with them, make sure they know what they're doing for the day, and we're completing projects on time and everything else. Then I go back and start reaching out to people in Messenger and see if anybody has reached out to me, like I said before, answer their questions, what have you, or just be active enough to, reach out to other people that I'm looking for, to create a following. And then I go into groups and stuff like that. So now I'm starting to work more in my business. And then I have calls in the afternoon. All my calls are usually scheduled in the afternoon. And I make my calls in the afternoon, meet with them, talk, find out what they're doing, what their needs are. It's about what they need, of course, not me. I actually listen more than talk. That's what's more important anyways. So I never try to sell anything when I go on these calls, especially the first few times. It's all about just learning about them, what they're doing, and what their troubles are. And then if they're a fit, then I start, talking about, solutions. So,
Excellent. I guess, Bill, sorry for interrupting. I guess one of the biggest things I'm getting from you is to work on your business instead of just in it. Is that correct?
right. Well, no, actually the other way. Well, working in it, I consider working in it actually helping other people. Working on it is when you're actually, building, creating, and all that type of stuff. So,
but I guess my thinking is just from what you're saying, by your making all these calls and everything in the morning, you're working on your business to actually build it so you've got something that's going and growing, rather than just trying to put out fires, for example, of talking to a gazillion different people and doing it that way. That's how I understood what you're saying.
Okay. It's all perspective, I guess. But yeah, it's just spending, you have to actually work on growing your business. Most people get lost in the routine of keeping the business running and forget about what they're really there for,
Yeah,
Busy
they
work.
bought themselves a job.
Right. Yeah. It's because that's the way we were, groomed over the years. We're always working, in, or rather working in the business, working on the business,
Yeah.
because we were, working for someone else.
Yeah. That is so true. I hate to cut you off. We got a bunch of
Sure.
other people here, Bill.
Sure, no
Annika.
problem.
Yes, about working, what my day is. My day is not the same every day because it depends on if I'm going to meetings or whatever I have booked in my calendar with talking with people. And since I'm in Europe and I have a lot of connections in the States, I do a lot of talking to people and doing that kind of work in the evenings. So sometimes I take more time off, so to speak, for myself in the morning or in the daytime. I am a doctor. I learned very early in my career that I have to take care of myself. I had a tragedy where I learned that the hard way. And so I'm very conscientious about eating properly at a regular basis. I take a morning walk almost every morning. I am very conscientious about the sleep so that I get enough if possible. So it's I've always been doing that. And when we talk about doing things with clients and people, I think from all my years in healthcare, I am a very good listener. I can hear what people are saying between the lines. If they are not saying what I think they want to say, and you kind of get that ear to listen. Because people, when they come to the healthcare, they always come with a problem. It's not like connecting with people outside where they don't come with a problem or don't show the problem. But you can put your ear out and see, is there anything here that I can kind of go for? I have never been the best at reaching out to people because that's a little bit against my medical education to do that kind of things, and I'm more of an introvert in that sense. But I'm starting to do that with the help of Peter. I'm really ramping up my reaching out and finding ways to actually do it without feeling that I am too much. Because that's what I usually think. I think I am too, they don't want to hear me, or they already know all this because it's common sense. I think
That's great. Yvonne, I know you got to run, so it's been a pleasure having you. Get better quick and enjoy your day and what have you. Annika, thanks. There's a lot of people out there that are really shy about reaching out because they don't want to interrupt people, or nobody wants to hear what I have to say, or, you don't feel sometimes that what you have to say is that important. And that's a mistake a lot of people make because you never know what that other person's going through. For any of you that ever worked on door-to-door sales, it's amazing the number of doors that didn't have people behind them that wanted to buy. You could just look at that door and tell that people behind there didn't want your product or service. I know I was one of them dumb suckers that did it, and cost me a ton of money for not knocking, because I learned one thing: you got to ask to GET. If you don't ask, you don't get. So, keep up the good work. Mary, I know you have.
That's a good. Excuse me just a second. That's a good one, John, because I've got another one where it's showing you that the phone is not that heavy. Pick it up, and they can't reach through it. So there's one where this guy's coming out of the phone and he's choking your throat, right? And it says that can't happen. All they can do is either get mad or hang up. So don't worry about it.
That's where you put down SW, SW, SW next. Some will, some won't. So what? Next.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pat. Mary?
You know, one thing I forgot to add with when I was talking was being okay with not being okay. If it's your clients, if it's you, just being able to let go when things happen and just pivot and adjust. Because so many of us struggle with when shit hits the fan and how we have to fix it and fix it and fix everything, and just letting everything go and breathe and just walk away for a minute is a big.
That's especially hard for the guys because guys want to fix everything. You know, ladies are better equipped at that than us bullheaded guys. So thank you for that good tip, Mary.
Or women in the military, because we're very
Yeah, but that's where you get the
fixers.
masculine part coming out. You know, we can do that.
Yeah.
Glenda?
Right. Thank you. Well, I have a certain morning routine that I do every day. First of all, before I even get out of bed, I have my stretches and I have my gratitude every day, because there was a time in my life where I couldn't get out of bed because I couldn't walk. So from that day forward, every day that I wake up and that my eyes can open and that my feet can get out and touch the floor, I have my 10 things that I'm grateful for each and every day. I meditate. I meditate at least 10 minutes a day before I start my day, and just so that I can ground myself as well, because the most important thing that I have to do for me is just to sort of get my head in place so I can focus through my day. And that begins with a bit of meditation and grounding. And then it's always about having after I've done some of that, I've done some exercise, and then it's some form of a proper breakfast. Because again, from many times of being knocked down and not properly nourishing my body, it starts with having something nourishing for myself. And then I begin my day. Now, I have certain days where I do coaching, so I do that twice a week on certain days. And then I have other days where I work on content. And I have that all listed out on my calendar, so I know which day that falls on and what I can do. And then it's not until midday where I start to work through going through emails, because I'm not going to let other people's what they want come before what I need to do. So it's, it comes into taking control of what I want for myself and my life. And of course, my afternoons are, I stop with a break, go for a little walk to get some fresh air into my lungs. And then the rest of the day is about basically doing some, I have usually a list of things that I have to do, starting with top priority things that I do. And if I can at least get one of those things accomplished each day, then it's a bonus. And then, through that, I usually also have lists of people that I need to contact on other days. That's it. Thank you.
So Glenna, what you're telling me is you don't live on your phone. You don't live every time it goes bing, you got mail, you don't jump up. What a concept. You're obviously of the older generation and not these ones that go ding, oh God, I gotta be on this supercomputer because nothing else matters. Good for you.
No, I gotta focus. I gotta get my head together, and that's really the most important thing for me, because so much comes within, right? So, it's really about really getting through of what yourself is. And we have so much knowledge inside of us that if we just get that, that's why that morning focusing time for me is just so important, because that gives me so much that I can get out. So yeah, my phone doesn't come into play till much later in the day.
Excellent. So within, so we are without, right? So we are on the outside, right? We're
Yeah.
actually a mirror, and a lot of people wouldn't really like what they see if they looked in that mirror. So thank you for that. Patrick?
I'm sorry, are you talking to me?
Yeah, your turn.
Oh, let me put this down.
Good one.
Yeah. Well, everybody said so much that, and I love what you guys are doing. I do the same thing in the morning. I wake up happy. I do it because it's a choice. And I do my gratitude, like Glenda said, because I am so grateful for everything that's happened to me in my life. And I'm here uh, as one of the happiest guys in the world, I bet. But then I meditate. I do a guided meditation with Bob Proctor on abundance. And after that, I read different books, of course, but I think Think and Grow Rich is my biggest one. I'm still trying to master that. And after that, I'll go in and have some breakfast and coffee, and from there, I work on my money making, as Brian says, money making activities, and it keeps me real busy throughout the day. But I take the time off when I need it and want it, and like Glenda said, I don't let any of the business control me. It's a good life. I'm retired, and I get to help as many people as I want to. And boy, there's a lot of them out there that could use it. So I'm there to talk them through it and see what they need, and either push them one way or another, or help them with my products if I can.
So Pat, you were talking about retired. You retired from the corporate position, but you didn't retire from life, right?
I couldn't. I tried to. I tried to do the golfing and the traveling and working with the grandkids and all, but all of a sudden I find all my retiring friends can't retire, and I knew people needed help, so I came back into this part of it. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. I know we just got a couple minutes left. Daniel?
Now, I just wanted to say that, I resonate so much with Glenda and Pat. Why? Because you see, I used to live the rat race, and I've done things in the past where I spent much too much time at work instead of, being with my family and all the, a lot of things. And now, you know what? I really decided to change, because life is not about that. Life is about balance. Life is about enjoying. And the more we do that, and this is what I'm trying as well to bring, to my coaches, and just, when they ask, oh, what can I do? Start soon, with the work-life balance and this holistic approach, and take care of yourself. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah. The part between the ears. If you get your mind right, you can do anything. And if you're in service of others, you'll be the happiest person in the world.
Absolutely.
Altaf, what about you? I know we just got a couple minutes left, so.
Yes, thank you, John. My business or professional activities are into three sections, three types of activities I do daily. In the morning time, mostly I prefer to do my marketing activities, which includes the social media related, LinkedIn. Larger part of my activities are my projects, technical projects, be it a practice project or a client project. I spend maximum time for that projects. And one section of my daily routine I keep for research activities. My company is associated with multiple technical engineering colleges and management schools, and their people work with me as an intern for live projects. I spend time at least 2 hours in a day for these people for various research activities. And at a time, I have at least 10 students working with me for various research activities. As of now, 13 students are there in this month. So that is also a major activity I am putting focus on. So this is all about my daily activities.
So let me ask you one thing, Altaf.
Yes.
In your business, do you work every day that ends in Y?
Yes, I do my sales activities, sales and marketing activities in the morning time. And then yes.
Yeah, and the reason I ask it is a lot of people, when I talk about every day that ends in Y, a lot of entrepreneurs in that end up working 7 days a week. And they don't take the time for themselves, their family, and everything else. And that comes with a really big price tag. You know, like Annika said, and Glenda said, and everybody else, you can get sick real fast. And, you know, that's why we need to look after ourselves as well. I know we're 1 minute over, and I appreciate everybody's time and everything else. So, you know, everybody have a fantastic day. We look forward to talking to you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Great seeing everybody.